morning, everyone. I want you to take a moment, for all of you who are not from Newark, just to look at your surroundings. Behind you, you have a refurbished church that is a technology hub and an epicenter of employment here in the city, a new law building, a historic library. Behind us we have Berkeley College and the IDT building. We have the former New Jersey Bell, where my mom worked, and is now high-end rental apartments. And you're sitting in what will be a magnificent open passive recreation space, nestled amongst a charter school and a union hall. If you thought Newark was defined by one thing, you are hugely mistaken. This is our Newark, and this is our day. And Berkeley College has been part of that kind of vibrance. We are a hub for technology. We are a hub for employment. We are a city that is a destination and is on the rise to making destiny. But more importantly, we're also the epicenter for higher ed institutions, and I think we lose sight of that. And Berkeley has been part of that fabric.
It's starting to get warmer out here in Washington Park, soon to be Tubman Square. And it is great to be here to see the tree being planted. And as was stated, it's very appropriate to plant a tree because you can judge a tree by the fruit that it bears. And Berkeley has been doing an outstanding job here in the city of Newark. Congratulations to 90 years of service, but 15 in the city of Newark. 15 years in the city of Newark doing the work, bringing a diverse group of people in, giving them an opportunity to have an education, to be able to work in different fields here in the city of Newark. And during the pandemic, you guys were still rolling strong. Berkeley has a history of online education anyway, so I think you guys are already prepared for the virtual setting that everybody else had to get used to. So you went on and on and on in the middle of that, and 90 years is a huge accomplishment. Coming up to 100 years is incredible, right? And your tree is actually going to be planted right next to the Tubman Monument that's going to be right here. So I think that speaks volumes. To just the mission and the vision of the university of the college, and making sure that you appeal to a diverse group of people in the city, and making sure that they not only come to the school, but they also graduate.
Think back 90 years and what was here 90 years ago. And I don't know specifically, but I do know for our building, and I'm sorry I didn't look up the exact date before coming here, but somehow I think 1934 is the approximate date that the building was put up, and it housed another educational institution. It was the Casey Jones School of Aeronautics. So that building started as higher education, and today is higher education. And in fact, Frank Sinatra actually took some classes there, but he never graduated. So he went on to something else, right, rather than aeronautics.
Chairman Lewin talked about the origin of Berkeley College right down the road in East Orange, New Jersey in 1931. And you think about 90 years ago and how things were different 90 years ago. No one other than science fiction writers could ever assume that 90 years ago we'd be, talking into computers that we hold in our pocket, and our ability to travel around the world or communicate around the world as easily as we do. No one could have imagined that. In fact, if you think to just 2 years ago, September 2019, who would have ever imagined that we would have spent a good portion of the last year and a half in our houses with our families, not being around population? Completely unimaginable. What the world would be like, what Berkeley College would be like from 90 years from now, no one really knows for sure. But one of the things that Berkeley College has been able to do is that we evolved through the times.
I've met many graduates of Berkeley through the years. Kevin Lewin and his family, we tip our hats off to the Lewin family because they have never wavered or walked away from sustaining the history and the legacy of Berkeley and its students. So in my office, I have a framed painting of Harriet Tubman with a rifle coming through a swamp, and she's got about 6 or 7 people behind her. And I put that in my office as a reminder, don't get it twisted. I may be the lieutenant governor, but I'm really standing on the shoulders of Harriet Tubman.